Yo! What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Sam from Team ZamRX1 here. Happy Wednesday! Guys, today I'm coming at you with the brand new God tier Sky Striker deck profile for the 2021 July Banlist. Guys, I kid you not, this is going to be the best deck of the entire format. I guarantee you right now, your first opponent, when you come back from COVID and you go to locals, you're like, yeah, I can't wait to play my Tri-Brigade deck. You're going to sit in front of a Sky Striker player with 15 hand traps in their main deck, and they're going to top deck engage every single time. That's not good! Anyways, guys, this deck is very powerful. Engage literally got back off the Forbidden Eliminal list. Miscellaneous source. Had to die for this? No! Oh, how can I forget Alistair? He's better than you in dodging texts from your girlfriend, trust me. If you guys have any new deck profiles, please leave it in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys want to see. That's all I want to know. Alright guys, don't waste any more of your time. Without further ado, let's start with the brand new Sky Striker deck profile for the 2021 format. Alright guys, let's do it. Alright guys, here we have it. The best deck in this format is definitely Sky Strikers. You guys already know. Triple copies of Ray. Ray is Bae. Obviously one of the best starter monsters in the entire deck. She's one step closer to getting access into your one copy of single Engage. Not only do you have one copy, but you essentially have 4 copies of Engage in your deck. And as long as you open up Ray, you're pretty much going to guarantee to see Engage every single time. So Ray, absolutely amazing. Helps dodge a lot of things. Help you get access to Kagari, Shizuku, Hayate, and of course Kaina. Really amazing card. Guys already know she is Bae. Triple copies of Ray. Next off, you'll play, of course, double copies Sky Striker Ace Rose. A lot of people play one copy of this, but I'm playing Desires. So playing 2 is fine, just in case you don't banish you're only one of. She's searchable off, of course, your Engage. Absolutely amazing card. One of the best extenders in the entire deck, which is really good. So 2 copies of Rose. So that's pretty much it for all your Sky Striker monsters. And the reason why Sky Striker is such a great deck is the fact that it can main deck a ton of hand trap. And hand traps are one of the best ways to actually combat every single deck in today's metagame. So Triple Ash Blossom, Enjoy Spring, really generic, great hand trap to basically hit every single deck in today's metagame. Really good against the mirror match, hit the Engage, hit the Shizuku. Really awesome. Triple copies of Ash, absolutely mandatory to play in your deck. Next off, I think this is also mandatory. Triple copies of Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion. This card is absolutely insane. Really good against Tri-Brigade and also really great against Drytrons. Any graveyard-based effects she takes care of. Really good against Call by the Grave. Ghost Bell is just a really great overall hand trap for today's metagame. For the fact that Tri-Brigades and Drytrons are going to be one of the most popular decks in today's meta alongside Sky Strikers. So triple copies of Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion. For more your graveyard hit, you're playing, of course, triple copies of Skullmeister right here. Shouts to my little bro, Ryan Yu. You know, I've been talking to him a lot about this deck list right here, and we discussed and decided that this is probably the best way towards on playing this deck. You know, like Tri-Brigades and Drytrons are going to be heavily represented, so getting those hand traps to your hand, which disrupt those 2 decks heavily, is really important. And Skullmeister is really great because it just deals with basically every single effect in the graveyard. Really good against miscellaneous swords as well. Unfortunately, that card is at 1 for all Dino players, but if they have the miss that they need to resolve in the grave, Skullmeister can just hit that immediately, which is actually really good. And the good thing about Skullmeister is that this card is not a once per turn effect. So you have multiple copies of Skullmeister in your hand, you can basically resolve multiple copies. If they were to activate card effects in the graveyard, right, multiple times in 1 turn, Skullmeister just takes care of that immediately, which is really good. Next off, of course, we're playing 2 copies of Effect Veiler right here. Effect Veiler is really great. Once you get access to Needle Fiber, you get access to Effect Veiler, and of course Needle Fiber makes Celine, and Celine helps you get access to access code, which also helps you break boards and helps sets up your OTKs, which is really amazing. So double copies of Effect Veiler for the Celine access code play, and last but not least for your hand traps, we're playing triple copies of Infinite Impermanence. Like I said, the wonderful thing about Sky Strikers is the fact that they can main deck 15 hand traps and have no problem with playing, because Ray backed off with 15 hand traps, you pretty much just win the duel, right? Which is really insane. And sometimes when you play, you know, a lot of hand traps, these cards you can easily hold in your hand, so you don't lose the cards like Harpy to the Duster, worrying about too many trap cards and things like that. So you can always keep your hand traps in hand, obviously, hence why it's called a hand trap. So these cards are really good. Imperm is really great, really good against Tri-Brigade. Most of the time they're relying on actually using their Tri-Brigade monsters on field effect to resolve, to get access to your extra deck. So imperming them on that monster effect when they banish something is just absolutely insane, just to potentially just stop them for the entire turn, and it potentially stop any floodgate on the field. So if you're opponent with a floodgate, you can set set imperm in that column. Just imperm, great utility card for the entire format. So triple copies of imperm, and that's pretty much it for the monsters in the deck. Let's go up to the spells. The best spell card in the deck, Sky Striker, Mobilize, Engage. Unfortunately, I don't have an English copy of this. I'll put an English translation on the side so you guys can understand what this card does. This card is out once per turn, and the fact that this card is now at 1 makes it a huge problem. The really good thing about Engage being at 1 is that 1, Sky Striker is now playable. You can play the deck carefree. 2, if this card is at 1, that means that not a lot of decks can abuse this card in their decks. What people did with Orcus was that they used 3 Engage, 1 Hornet Drone, Shark Cannon, Widow Anchor. That's why it's a problem, because Engage is just a splashable engine in basically every single deck. But now since it's Engage at 1, the only deck that this card is good in is pure Sky Strikers or a Sky Striker variant deck like Sky Striker Outlet if you guys want to play that. But I still think pure is just far more superior in my opinion. But yeah, now Engage is at 1. Actually, I can't even say Engage is at 1 because Engage in Sky Striker is actually at 4 because you have Engage and 3 Sky Striker Ace Kagaris in your extra deck. So that's a huge problem because every single turn, you're going to be recycling back Engage, searching a card, drawing a card every single turn. You're not going to be using multi-roll to set this card often because you don't need to, because you have 3 Kagaris in your extra deck. And that's an issue because you have 3 Kagaris in your extra deck. This deck is by far one of the best decks in today's metagame. And this is why this deck is going to be so heavily represented. And at the same time, it's going to take over the meta because of literally just one single card, which is Sky Striker, Immobilize, Engage. So this card, Konami, you got to reban this card, in my opinion. This card is just too good. Engage is great. Of course, the 1 guard cards, you know, Hornet Drones, Engage, multi-row. Really great cards right here. You can set the Engage if it needs to, but you shouldn't be setting Engage at this because once you activate Engage, it's just gonna get banished, right? So, you know, multi-roll is just still pretty nice to recycle your anchors or your Shark Cannons. Of course, triple copies of your Widow Anchor right here. Your effect wheeler of the deck. And it also steals your opponent monsters to set up easy LTKs, which is really good. And remember guys, Widow Anchor is also now back at 3. So the deck is essentially at full power now, minus the other 2 Engage, but that doesn't matter. This deck doesn't care for the other 2 Engage, because the fact that Kagari can always recycle them back. Double copy Shark Cannon, really good against Drytrons, really great to just disrupt their plays. Which is really nice. So double copies of this, really good cards. Next, we play 2 copies of Afterburner, really great cards at going second to help break boards, help break through back rows. The really wonderful thing about Sky Strikers is that you can literally do surgery on your opponent's board while going second with Afterburners, and especially the fact that Engage is now accessible. Easy search Afterburners, break your opponent's board, Kagari, recycle back your Afterburners from your graveyard, break your opponent's boards once again with another Afterburner. This card is just absolutely ridiculous. So 2 copies of Afterburners, absolutely needed for the deck. Next off, of course, for your field spell, double copies of Area 0. 2 is all you need for the deck in my opinion. I don't think you need 3 copies of it in the deck, especially with the 1 Engage back. But 2 Area 0 is just really nice. And of course the 1 Terraforming to search out either your Area 0 or 3 copies of your Mystic Mind. Shouts to Ryan Yu right here. I know Ryan Yu is a big fan of this card. Mystic Mind is absolutely insane. Really good against combo decks in today's metagame. Activate this on a combo deck, they pretty much just lose. They don't have a main deck out to this card right here, and it's an auto win on the very first turn. The best way to play Mystic Mind is probably in Strikers and also a Mystic Mind burn based deck. But regardless, once you're able to resolve this card against Drytron, you win the duel. Resolve this card against Tri-Brigades, you win the duel. Card is just so good, man. Really awesome card. And last but not least, for your staples, 1 Reinforce the Army, 1 Call by the Grave. Okay, really great card to just stop the hand traps, and it's a great utility card as well, which is really nice. Probably the best way to use this card is against Erratic Spear. It's like the best 2 for 1, which is really nice. And last but not least, the really good Pot of Greed for the deck. Triple copies of Pot of Desires to round off our deck right here. So you're gonna be drawing a ton of cards in this deck, which is why this deck is just super duper good. All right, guys, off to the extra deck real quick. Triple copy to Kagari. No need to further explain why this card is so good. Helps you recycle back Engage every single turn, which is why Engage is not at 1. Engage is actually at 4. And the amount of times you're able to recycle this freely every single turn, it's insane. At just the cost of just turning one of your striker links or your array into Kagari, you know, to just constantly add your resources like Engage from a graveyard to your hand, search any missing combo pieces, and then draw a card is just insane, right? If you open up with Engage, it's just so powerful because like you can go Engage 1, search a card, Kagari, bring back Engage, activate Engage again. So many Engages going on, you know what I mean? So triple Kagari is absolutely mandatory. Next, the card that searches your Engage is triple copies of Shizuku. Like I said, guys, Ray is a 1 card Engage. You're gonna go Ray, go into Kagari, search whatever, or you can even go Hayate, dump the engage, you go Kagari, recycle engage, or you can just go Zuku, end phase, search engage. So that way on the following turn, you have the best follow-ups, right? And once you set up that engage in the graveyard, you're just gonna be able to constantly keep abusing that same engage over and over and over again because of the fact that you have 3 Kagaris in your extra deck. So Zuku is really good. Search is basically your striker cards during the end phase. Really great with multi-row and Widow Anchor and also Shark Cannon to just help reset your spell cards from your graveyard, which is really good. It's triple copies of Chiz. Next up, we have, of course, triple copies of Hayate right here. If you want to see your engage quicker, you can just go Hayate, dump engage, Kagari, add it back. Hayate is just so good as well, which is really nice. And the last striker monster we're playing is, of course, the one Sky Striker Ace Kaina in the deck right here. So that's pretty much it for your Sky Striker links. Well, there's one more. You're also playing, of course, Zeke. Zeke is really great, especially the fact that you can steal your opponent's monster, make a Zeke. This is really, really good. So Zeke is really good for that. So that's the last striker monster. Next, the one Ningirsu. Really great out to Dragoon, which is really nice. So you summon Ningirsu, send your opponent Dragoons to the graveyard. This effect doesn't target, which is really nice. So it sends the card to the graveyard. So it's really powerful against Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. The one Hulk, Celine, and the Access Code package right here. You guys can play Utopia double if you guys would like, but that means you need to play double or nothing. But yeah, I feel like this package is a little bit more beneficial. Any tuner that you're playing in your deck, summon it with the Sky Striker monster, make Hulk brings out Effect Veiler and Hockey 5 back makes Celine and Effect Veiler makes Access Code, which is absolutely phenomenal. Help break your opponent's board and also set up OTKs as well. So guys, that's pretty much it for the deck profile. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys give this video a huge thumbs up. That'll be absolutely amazing. Let me know your thoughts about this deck in the comment section below. Do you think Sky Strikers is the best deck? What are your thoughts about this card coming back? Literally, Miscellaneous Source died for this card. It's kind of unfortunate, man. I'm very, very sad that Miss is gone and we got engaged. I know a lot of Sky Striker players are rejoicing right now. I'm kind of not happy, but hey, I understand, man. This card is really good. A lot of people aren't happy because of how powerful this card is. It's fun to play, fun to resolve, but if you're playing against it, it's probably the most cancerous thing ever, man. Engage is too good. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy Sam from Team Saracen Sam signing out. Alright guys, peace.